Welcome to the Marlene Saunders Show, where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. If it's your first time here, hit that subscribe and become a part of the chat family. So, welcome in to everybody. Happy Thursday to all of you. Happy Saturday morning to those on the East, West Coast, or for my viewers in other countries, good evening to you all. So, one of the things about life is, especially the older that I'm getting, is I'm learning to just tap into, my myself, my potential, tapping into everything that I know that I deserve. And that's one of the things about life is just learning to tapping into just being you and and doing that. So today I wanted to talk about some of the things that I wish I knew then. You know, I really do. Um, I wouldn't say regrets because I try not to live my life thinking I regret certain things because you don't lose, you just learn. I learned that wonderful quote from Coach Mary Ma here on YouTube. So you don't lose. You're not losing, you're just learning. But there are some things that I wish that I had just known then, so that I could protect myself from foolishness or pain or heartache. And then there are certain things that we deal with that we just don't need to. It's foolishness. It's things that we don't even need to put ourselves on that vibration because some people are just not worth the effort, the energy, or our time. So this is one of the first things that I have. It's not in any particular order, but it's just the things that came to my mind randomly that I wish that I knew then that I know now. I wish I knew back in the day that I only needed to be myself. And I suffered with that for a long time, you know, trying to be like the crowd, trying to be popular, trying to be liked, trying to be all of these things. But that wasn't me. That wasn't how I thought. That wasn't the things that I liked. That's not how I wanted to dress. That's not what I was interested in. But to be liked by people. Because I thought so much that people who were your friends or people who were your family were important. What they thought of me was the most important thing. But now that I've elevated, now that I know myself and love myself, and I'm stepping into a new season of my life of using my own potential. And back then, I didn't know that I had potential within myself. I wish I knew that. I wish I knew that it was okay to just be as strange or as weird or as different or go all the way as left as I wanted to be. And that was okay, that I didn't have to change the way I talked or looked or dressed, that I just had to be me, learning to be yourself unapologetically. I think that's one of the most beautiful things ever in this life. A person who is just themselves, how you dress, how you talk, how you look, what you believe in. You're just you. And it doesn't flip flop, it doesn't change like, the seasons. Some people, they're one way around certain people and one way around this person. No, I just wanted to just be consistently me. So I say that to you all too. Just be consistently you. Hey, Miss Yo Yo, how are you doing? Welcome. I appreciate you being here. Happy Thursday. I hope all is well with you and your world. Miss Yo Yo says, I used to try to change myself when I was in school. I wish I knew that I only needed to be myself. Exactly, Miss Yo Yo. I wish. you know. And I don't know who this message needs to reach, because I don't know who's going to watch it, whether today or in a few months, in a few years, whenever the person who needs to hear it needs to hear it. You know, just be yourself unapologetically. Don't try to walk around your whole life and let your self esteem be in what other people think of you. I wish that I knew that back then, that I could, just be whatever you are. If you want to be as quirky or as silly or as nerdy, I wish I knew back in the day that it was okay to be intelligent. I remember used to just be saying things that's not even the way I talk. And it's no shots to anybody, but I'm not a person to use profanity. I'm not a person to, you know, dress provocatively. That's just not me. And I did that for a while because it got the looks, it got the people saying, you're cute, but I was uncomfortable. And I had to learn to stop making myself uncomfortable to make other people happy, whether it's family, it's friends, it's in a romantic relationship, it's in the workplace. I had to learn to just be myself. And it's not always going to get people to like you. Actually, it's going to get people to hate you because you're shining your light brightly, that you're not afraid to be yourself. You're not trying to do things for clicks and for likes and for whatever. There's nothing like that gift of self love. I wish I knew that back then, to just be you, and forget everybody else. Now I would say these days, screw them, screw other people. Who cares their opinions of you? I wish I knew that back then, that it doesn't matter what their opinion of me is. What is my opinion of myself? I wish I knew that back in the day. I wish I had enough strength and courage and knowledge and fortitude to realize that it's okay. If somebody doesn't like you, then make them move on. You don't have to make friends with everybody. And I learned also that you don't want to make friends with everybody. You don't. You don't want to be everybody's friends, because certain people's energy, vibrations, and there are some people out here, like, honestly, they're truly evil. They're truly wicked. They're truly there to see you downfall, your downfall. And people will say all day long that they don't like you, when all it is they're jealous of you. They're jealous of the way that you live your life, the way you dress, the way you talk, how you can just shine. And it's not that you don't have problems, but you don't allow the problems to affect your self-esteem. You don't let your problems overshadow your worth. I wish I knew that back in the day, that it's problems that's always going to come, but it doesn't mean that you're not a good person. I so wish I knew that back in the day. Yes, happy Thursday, chat fam. Happy Thursday. Yes. Hi, Matthew. How are you doing? Welcome in. I wish I knew that. I wish I had this guide. And I also wish that I had people in my life that would have taught me things that they knew. Now I have no problem. I freely share the things that I go through with my nieces, my nephews, brothers, and sisters. I don't, even on my platform, I share freely the things that I suffered with for years, or the things that I believed, or the things that, where I was vibrating because I thought that's the only space I could vibrate at consistently. But I had to learn that it was up to me to vibrate higher. It was up to me to be positive and have a positive mindset. And that's one thing that I did not know then, that to not allow other people's negativity to become mine. I wish I knew that back then, because I used to be around some people who were so negative about their life. And, unknowingly, I took on those traits and started to feed that in my mind. I started to become what they were, because I thought that's just how you were as a woman. And or that's how you are as a man. And it's not. You have to make your own choices. You have to make your own life. How do you want your life to be? What are you doing? What do you think? What do you feel? And knowing that that matters. I wish I knew back in the day that my opinion matters. Even if other people don't like it, who cares? What do you think? What do you want to do? What do you like? And stop trying to do things to make other people happy and to please them. I wish I had enough strength back in the day to realize that and be able to leave people behind that were causing me to be stuck or were stopping my growth, or my flow, my creativity, or the ones that did not respect me. One thing that I've learned as I've matured is you can't make somebody respect you and you can't make somebody love you. You can't. I tried it for years. I tried to try to, be the best person, be a better woman, do all of these things. And still, you could do everything that you're supposed to do. But people, if they don't like you, if you're not their cup of tea, if whatever reason they don't like you, you can't make them. Kindness is not a cure for immaturity. Kindness, it doesn't cure that. And some people are just so immature or very selfish or insecure, don't know their own self. They hate themselves, all of those things. And I had to stop letting other people and their insecurities to make me feel less than because I wanted to do better. I wish I knew back then. Don't let other people stop you from doing what you know that you can do, knowing what you're capable of. I wish I had that, those sort of insights. Okay. There are other words that can get your point across intelligently than to use profanity. Profanity limits your mind to using only a few words to describe your disdain for a situation. I agree. I agree, Miss Yo-Yo. But back in the day, it was like you felt like you was, you know, the business, the shizness, to be like using every expletive. You thought it was something cool. You were cool when you cussed. You were cool, use profanity, or you were vulgar, or you were out there. Like, oh yeah, this is, that's something awesome. But I learned, in my elevation, I'm not saying this is everybody, in my elevation, that I can't let other people trying to please them or trying to be what somebody wants me to be turns me into a miserable person. I had to learn to just be myself. And for many years, people would say, oh, why do you talk like that way? Why do you talk so proper? Or something is weird or strange with you. And I used to feel some type of way about that, like, okay, being intelligent, having a clean vocabulary, that's offensive. That used to do something to me. So then I said, well, if that bothers them, then I'll try to change myself for them. And that's one thing that I had to learn to stop doing. I never will do that again, changing myself to make other people happy, or being around people that makes me feel uncomfortable or weird. If it's not my vibe, I have to walk away and leave them alone. Hey, Miss Tamika, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday to you. I hope all is well with you. Yes, I wish I knew back then too. I really do. Miss Yo-Yo, I wish I knew that I didn't have to use profanity. Now I know that. Now I know that I can use so many other words. Or, another thing that I learned too, a lot of times when we feel that urge to use profanity, I just have learned now to just say silent. Just don't say anything. I believe 100% that silence can do way more than using profanity. It can do way more. Because one thing that people can never say is you said something. When you say silent, it causes people to be confused. They are trying to figure out, like, why they're not saying anything, or what do they think? When you say nothing, that takes a lot of strength. And it's not a form of weakness. People think that you're weak or you're weird or you're strange when you don't say anything or you don't have anything to say. Oh, yeah, you do have a lot to say, but you don't have to tell. What I learned is that you don't have to tell people, especially people who you know won't get it. You know they're not on your level. You know that they're not going to be understanding, or they're not trying to learn. They're trying to be disrespectful to you. You can't bring a person to your elevation. They have to want to be there. They have to be striving to be there. And I'm not throwing shots or making fun of anybody, but I'm just being honest. You can't change somebody. You can't make somebody want to understand you. A person has to want to be there, want to understand, wants to grow, wants to put in the work like you did. And that's another thing that I had to learn too. I learned to stop apologizing for what I can do. Stop apologizing for my talents. Just stop apologizing, period. People will get so upset sometimes when you say things like you have to walk around on eggshells with them. I don't like people that I have to be like that. I rather just not be around people like that. They make me feel some type of way. If I can't just be myself and say what I say, and I'm not a person to say disrespectful or rude things, I'm just a real person. You know, I'm just a person who knows my power and my worth. And, that can be intimidating to some people. Thank you for dropping the links, Tamika. I really appreciate it. Yes, Miss Yo Yo, you can't change the people around you, but you can change the people. You can change the people around you. Yeah. You can't change the way a person thinks, but you can change what you say to them. You can change how you deal with people. You can change your reactions to them. You can't change their attitude, but what you can change is yours. That's one thing I had to learn. Don't let a person with the negative energy, it's just a transfer of energy. I learned that in my elevation, that when a person has a bad attitude, I'm not going to go. I don't go back and forth with grown people. I'm a grown woman, and not just a grown woman. I hear people say that all the time. I'm a grown woman and all these things and like to argue. I've learned in my elevation that there are some things that you don't need to respond to. I don't need to respond to that. I'm better than that. I've moved on from that. I don't have to respond to the petty, the foolish, the ignorance. I don't have to. I always say that the people who know me, that like me, are not going to ascribe anything negative to me. And if they do, then that means that they don't really know me. They don't really care for me, and then they can walk. That's how I feel. And another thing that I've learned is that not everyone, that everyone doesn't have to like me. Everyone does not have to like you. Oh my goodness, I wish I knew that around from early age. I used to be so sad when I was in my school years, early school years, like elementary and middle school. I didn't care by the time I got to high school, but in my early years, I wish from elementary and middle school, I knew that everybody doesn't have to like me. I used to be so sad when other girls or boys in my class didn't like me. And back in the day when you're young, kids don't have filters. So they say whatever they want to. They just say, I don't like you, or whatever reason. And I would be so sad. I would be so hurt and broken up. Like, what did I do? And that's another thing that I've learned, that when another person doesn't like you, it doesn't mean you did anything. It just means that they don't like you. Move on. Okay. Move on to the people that do. Stop wasting your energy on people who don't care about you. That's something I definitely have learned, to stop wasting my energy on people who don't care about me. They've already shown and proved that they don't like you and care for you. So move on. Move on to the people who do. Don't waste your energy trying to convince people to like you. Like, please, life is too short for that. You don't have to convince anybody to like you. Either somebody likes you or they don't. And the ones that do, cool. If you don't, then there's the door, you know? And that's just it. You have to elevate your own self first. You have to believe in yourself and have enough confidence that, I don't have to be around you or whoever or a group. I don't have to do things to please other people, to make other people happy. My whole thing is that I spent so many years making other people happy. Meanwhile, I'm miserable. I'm doing everything to bending over backwards, wasting my time, my effort, my energy, my money, doing all of these things for people who don't care about me. And they've proven it, because when I wasn't able to do it, or for whatever reason my situation changed and I wasn't able to support or financially assist, and then they start, talking nasty and dirty about me. So people will only like you as much as they can use you. And then when I stopped making myself a doormat to them, they weren't interested in me anymore. So that shows the motive. I always say, when people always tell you, oh yeah, if you need anything, ask me. One thing that I've learned is to test that out. I've learned that. Test out. When people say, if you need anything, let me know. Test it out and see. Find out who your real people are on a regular basis. People will say that foolishness and that mess all day long. If you need me, let me know. If you need me, let me know. Oh my God. I wish I would have. You test that out, everybody. Test it out, chat fam. Please test it out. Yes. Yes. Test it out. Mm-hmm. Yes. I wish I knew that. I wish I knew that. You know, I could care less now too, Miss Yo Yo. But I spent so many years thinking that something was wrong with me. Now I can understand that your presence can bother folks, demons, especially when you've done nothing wrong. You know what I've learned is that when you are a bright beam of light, like my mentor told me, and she said, you better speak. When you are a bright beam of light, people are intimidated by your brightness. They don't like the joy that you possess. They don't like that they can't break you. They don't like that you're not sad or you're not complaining. They don't like that you're not miserable. They don't like that. It's not that you don't have problems, but people don't understand that you love yourself, that you trust God, that you've healed, that you're not bitter, you're not jealous of other people. Like, it's a lot of things that people just don't understand, and it's not your job to teach them that. Those who get it. Those who like you. Those who don't. And you be like, peace. There's the door. Period. Hey, Frank G, good morning. How are you doing? Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Happy Thursday to you. I hope all is well with you, Frank. Yes, that's what I'm saying, Frank. People do that, say that all the time. If you need me, let me know. And then when you test it out, I'm here to tell you, don't ever tell me that, because Marlene is a person. If you tell me if you need anything, let me know. And then when I let you know and you start giving me the whatever, the stupid blanket statement, I'm busy, or uh um I can't, I wish I could help you but I can't, then don't say if you need anything. Don't say if you need anything, because Merlin is a person. Okay, you said if I need anything, I'm here. I am. I need something. So don't say what you can't do. You know. Yes, when you're nice, happy, and helpful, people look at you. What does she really want? And you don't want nothing. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. People think when you walk around and you have a smile on your face that you don't have problems. No, people don't understand that you're smiling because you have problems, but you know your worth, you know your power, you know who you belong to, you're grateful to be alive and exist. That's what people don't know. People don't know about your dark times and your hard times when you were on in the rabbit hole, but you've gotten out that rabbit hole. You're not in the darkness anymore. You're in a bright space. You know your worth and your power. That's why I smile. And I always say I don't let people stop my smile anymore. I used to hold back my smile. People think that you're weird or you're strange or all kinds of things, whatever. That's their projection. I learned that a long time ago. I can't do anything about your projections. It's not my problem if you don't like how I smile or I dress or how I look or how I talk. That's your personal problem. That has nothing to do with me. Absolutely nothing. But they said that's a you problem. That's a them problem, not a you problem. That have nothing to do with me. Awesome, Frank. I'm glad to hear that you're good. Yes, Miss Yo Yo. They look at you side eyed, like something is up with her. And it's those same people, and they'll be smiling in your face as soon as you turn your back. Oh, look at her, or look at him. Oh, don't you think who she thinks she is? Or if you're in a relationship, oh, she thinks she's better. All of that is just projections. And I've learned that other people projecting their ideas, their insecurities. It doesn't have anything to do with me. When someone says something mean or hateful, like especially because I'm a very sensitive person about weight because of my past and my eating disorder and stuff. So when people say, "Oh, look at you, you got fat," that pisses me off. Like I feel like it's rude, and just to know, so other people can know, telling somebody that they're skinny is not a compliment. It's just as rude to tell somebody they're skinny as it is to tell somebody that they're fat. Because when you're skinny, that means you're malnourished. Something is wrong with you. Just to school everybody so that we're on the same page. It's rude on both sides. You don't tell people they're fat and you don't tell people they're skinny. Rude. Okay? Some people just say that uh, just to keep you quiet sometimes. Yeah, they do, Frank. It's all good, Miss Yo Yo. I appreciate that you popped in, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. And that's one of the things that I definitely learned. Hold on, guys. I got to take a sip of water. One of the things that I have learned is to trust my gut instinct. Ooh, Lord have mercy. When I tell you that thing is so real, when something doesn't feel right inside, like when somebody's vibration, their energy, their spirit, or if somebody is talking to you and you know they're telling you a whole lie, a whole story, or you saw something, or the math is not mathing, they're saying something to you, but and you're like, but but I heard what you said, and you're like, no, it's not. No. So I've learned that, just like the saying from Maya Angelou, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them, and believe them the first time. So that's one of the things that I'm working on more so in this phase of my life. When something doesn't feel right, I stop questioning it. I used to always question, why do I feel like that? Or start going inside of myself and say, maybe it's something wrong with me. Maybe that's just me. No, it's not. If something doesn't feel right, or somebody's vibe is off, or they're acting strange or weird, or it's not something within your values, you don't like it, you don't dig it, it's cool. Walk away. I've learned that it's okay to not want to be around everybody. It's cool to not want to go to everything. It's cool to be like, I can't afford it. I have no problem saying that these days. I used to be like, oh, Oh, well, I'll try to make it, or forcing myself to go to things and know that I can't afford it and know I have a whole bill or whatever responsibilities. I don't do that anymore. I used to, you know, be behind on my bills to try to go to certain things or try to show off, or buy the latest and the greatest things. No. I stay in my pocketbook. See, and I call that minding my business. I mind my business these days, and I trust my gut instinct. When my gut instinct says something is off or something is not for me, I don't have to question it. I just say, okay, and I keep it moving, and I keep on doing what is for me. And I feel like this is something, a very important message to every single person. You have to do you. You know what your pocketbook is, you know what you can afford, you know what, you know, especially in this age of social media. People get on social media like, oh, I'm this, I'm living my best life, and know all of that is on a credit card, or know that that's your friend's house. They know that this person's car is like they call showboating. You know, just trying to show off for clicks or views, so that everybody will say, oh wow, you're doing so fabulous, you're doing so good, and you know that that's not your life. You know you can't afford it. You know, and Marlene is just Marlene. You know, and whoever digs it, cool. If you don't dig it, you know, that's up to you. Okay. Awesome, Tamika. Thank you so much. And yeah, that's one of the things that I learned. I learned to trust my gut instinct, and that it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And I wish I knew this back in the day, but I certainly know it now. Learn to walk away from toxic people. That they will never change. I put so much effort in trying to, stay around people because they were my relatives or they're my friends or we're in a relationship or all of these things. And, they're always lying, talk about, I'm going to change, I'm going to change, I'm going to do better. And they'll never do better. People just say things to get you to stick around. They just say things to get your money, or they say things so that they can sleep with you, or they say things to whatever bogus reason that people come up with. But it's up to you to identify when you're being a doormat, when you're being used, when people are playing mind games, taking advantage of you, using your talents, And I have to say this, stop undercharging for your value. You know, when you have a talent at something, I can't stand when people want to get things for you for free. You have this talent, you know, you put in the effort, the energy into whatever talent it is. Yeah, StreamYard is acting really great today. It just kicked me out. But that's one of the things that